In the previous video, we learned how to design simple journal covers with two easy methods using the free tool Canva. Today, we will learn to make the manuscript, which means the interior pages for the journal. Specifically, I will walk you through the process for a low-content journal, which is a blank notebook with minimal interior design. I will briefly explain the difference between basic and medium content journals in the upcoming videos. But for now, let's get started. Hey there, welcome back to Guideoladge. If you're new here, this is your go-to channel for everything related to digital marketing, making money online, and building your online business. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any updates. Let's jump into creating the manuscript for your journal. Before we create the manuscript, let's understand what the manuscript is. In the context of Amazon KDP, a manuscript is a file that contains the content of your book or journal. For a journal, this typically includes interior pages with minimal interior design, prompts, blank lines for users to fill in, and repeating pages. I have already made the cover. If you haven't seen the video on creating covers yet, check out the link in the description. We will create the inside interior for the journal titled Daily Reflection. Before we start designing the interior, you must understand a few key elements: trim size, bleed, no bleed, and margins. Don't worry, I will include this link in the description. Let's understand our requirements for the journal. Trim size refers to the size of your journal once it's printed and trimmed. Then the bleed and no bleed section. This is where most of the people get confused. In KDP, bleed and no bleed describes how close the content on your pages is to the edge of the paper. Bleed means that your images, designs, or text go all the way to the edge of the page. No white border will be around the edges after the book is printed and trimmed. No bleed means that your content always stays inside the page with a white margin around it. Nothing will reach the very edge of the paper. I hope the topic is clear. If you like a more detailed video on bleed and no bleed, let me know in the comments. I have chosen a 6 into 9 inches size for my journal. If I decide without bleed or no bleed, my interior page size will remain 6 into 9 inches. But if I choose with bleed, the interior page size will become 6.125 into 9.25 inches. Now you will need a margin for your design. Margins are the empty spaces that protect your content from running off the page and being cut off during the manufacturing process. So the margins are also required. As you can see, the inside margins for 20 to 150 pages should be 0.375, and my journal is around 120 pages. So the outside margin for no bleed is going to be 0.25 inch, and for with bleed it has to be 0.375 inches. For a better understanding, you can watch this video. After making up the setup, it's time to create the manuscript. Head over to canva.com and create a design. Choose a custom size and set the units into inches. I have selected the with bleed size for my interior pages. Now copy and paste the width and height of the selected sizes and create a new design. Now, what I have to do is set the margin for the pages. Go back to Amazon's website. I choose with pleat option, so the margin should be 0.375 inches. So go to Canva and simply drag and set the margin up to 0.375 inch. It's quite difficult to get the exact margin size, but more than the exact size is preferable than the smaller size. You have to put the same size on each side. So I'm adding a square shape and adjusting it to fit within the margin and edge of the page perfectly. Take your time to get the right shape of the square. After getting the shape, now copy, drag and adjust for the other sides. So you can get the exact margin from each side of the pages. When you get the margin part done, delete the shapes from the page and you can see that every page has the same margin as we set on the first page. Let's start designing the first page. I'm going to add the title of the journal here. So go to the text, add a heading and copy paste or type your title. It's time to change the font. Go to this option and select the font you like or think to be suitable for your journal. Adjust the title a little so it places perfectly and looks good. I want to add a simple element here to enhance the look a little more. So in the element section, I search for a writing pen on the element search bar. As you can see, there are a lot of elements here. Search for the elements you like and want to put on your page. I think this element is good. Okay, I'm selecting this element as it can go with my journal and its title. I'm going to place it on the top and reduce the transparency of it. To adjust it perfectly, zoom the page, adjust it a little and place it correctly. Now is the second page. I am also using the same element in the next page, which is going to be the name section. So I'm adding the text belongs to and changing the font as I like. It will show that the writing feather belongs to the person who will have this journal in the future. Let's add another text to clarify the motive. Move this text to the middle of the element and change the font of this text. This journal belongs to. I hope people want to write their name here and start reflecting on the way they are. Now let's put some lines so the owner can write her name. Go to Element, then Shapes, then select the normal line and try to stretch it a little. Duplicate the lines one by one and select them together. Reduce the line weight up to 1. Now select all elements, drag and adjust accordingly. Okay, looks good. Now the third page. I am just copying the title from the first page, pasting it here and adjusting it as I need. I am selecting these elements to design this page. To highlight the border, go to this section and increase the border weight up to 1, or you can increase the number as you like. I'm doing it with every element here and changing the color to white. Now put some other elements here. I'm adding a simple line here, stretching and adjusting it accordingly, then reducing the line weight up to 1. Now I add the round shape, change the color, highlight the border as per I need, make it small and adjust and align it with the line. Select both of these elements and duplicate and adjust them. Now repeat the process. Once you're done, let's make the same design here. Draw a line again, change the line width, duplicate and place it perfectly. Then repeat the same process. Now you can duplicate this element for the text box, adjust it and add text. And this is going to be the to-do list. This is for goals. Another is for habits and the one is simple notes. Make necessary adjustments if required. For the next page, I am going to add a motivational quote related to the topic of my journal. For that, go to Google and search for the motivational quotes. I am adding motivational quotes about daily reflection. Search for the quote that resonates with the journal and its theme. I like to put the quotes. This is a low content, so I'm adding one quote only. You can add as much as you want. When you find the quote, then copy and paste it just by adding a body text and adjusting the text box as needed. To highlight it, I'm going to add an element here. Select the square shape and change the color to white. Then increase the border width. Now duplicate it and place it backward. To do so, select the element, right click, click on three dots and layers and send backwards. Now change the font and give the author's name because it's important to give credit, otherwise Amazon won't publish your journal. I'm reducing the transparency of the back element a little here to highlight it more effectively. Now let's make the main page, the blank page, where the user will talk to the self. If you are just select the line and stretch it to the edge of the page one by one, then stop doing it. I'm going to show you the easiest way to make lines on a page. Okay, select the line, stretch it a little and just duplicate one by one. When you are satisfied, select them all, go to position and select the left align elements. Now you can see that we have the line format of the journal. Select them all and start stretching them. I am also reducing the weight of the lines as most journals have the blur or gray lines. Stretch them all until you get the exact look of the journal. I deleted some of the lines from the upper section to make it more realistic. Copy the title and paste it here. Add a text box for the date and change the font of both of them. Let's put an element. For that, go to Elements and search for Elements. I'm typing the time and selecting the element that could go with this journal, like this element. Bring it to the right side, make it small, reduce the transparency or change the color a little bright. Copy the feather element and place it where you want. I think the date will enhance the look. I am adjusting a square element on both sides so Amazon won't reject it. You can leave it as it is, but I'm doing it. Anyway, now have to repeat the same pages up to 120. For that, go to this option, Grid View. Duplicate the page and select them. Press Ctrl plus C to copy them and Ctrl plus V to paste them up to 120 pages. You can see the manuscript of the journal is now ready. All you have to do is download it into a PDF file. Go to Share, Download, select the file type, PDF print, and download it. After downloading the PDF print, it's time to upload on Amazon. With the manuscript ready, the final step is uploading it to Amazon KDP. In the next video, I will walk you through the process of uploading both the cover and the manuscript to Amazon. So stay tuned. That's it for today's tutorial. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Leave any question in the comments and I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep crafting.